Alright, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for Welcome to the NHK, Episode 2.
Okay, so we left off with a very strong, aggressive introduction to Sato and his NEET status.
Yes. Poor guy.
But then we also got introduced to Misaki.
Yes.
And she has chosen Sato as her project.
Yes.
Or for her project.
Right.
There is a distinction between those two.
Yes.
And he mustered up the courage, even if it took some fantasizing, to actually go outside and talk to her.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
More power to you, buddy.
Yeah.
So this is his
first
potential story of how he makes kind of his progression towards something away from being a NEET slash hikikomori.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yep. I'm excited to see how they handled the conflict during the non-comedic moments as well. Because they very much use comedy to kind of like brush over some of the more serious stuff that's going on.
Yeah.
Like when he, tried to strangle himself. But yeah, here we go.
Yeah. Human connection. It's important. But how do you deal with it when you haven't had it in a long time?
Very long time.
So y'all, without further ado, let's get into this.
We must go on a training arc.
Would you like to sign a magical girl contract with me?
Yeah.
Be aware of molesters. Oh my god. Huh? This track just in the background, just making things so sad and dramatic.
Okay. Evil end.
Whoa. Whoa, this is really important to her as well.
That's a big deal.
Yeah. Like in some ways I was kind of thinking, he could laugh this off. I keep forgetting that this stupid song.
I get the feeling though, the fact that she's going so far for this and the, you might not have time. It's probably a very, she probably has a history maybe,
I mean, we'll see, yeah, but like there's something more to it than just her trying to, showcase goodwill. Oh, okay, keep your hands out of your pants. Okay. Lifetime days are all passing you by.
Yep. The days would just blur together, wouldn't they? If you don't have anything to interrupt your day.
In some ways, I feel like it would be even worse. It would be like the weeks would blend together.
Yep. Right, now he's starting to ask the question.
Yeah.
Could I stop this?
Whoa. More conspiracies from the NHK.
That's what's gonna break him.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay. What do you expect of me? Yes.
I have pride, after all.
Right. Wait, so did that logic actually pull him outside again?
Maybe.
Because at the park where the molesters are.
That's right. I need to.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, he's gonna be like, no, I will protect her.
Yeah.
Yes. You must do what you will, Zato. Save her. The
Wow.
flower drop.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. Yep.
待ち合わせしてたんです
Oh, and
Yeah,
then the
yeah.
reporters are gonna come and he's never gonna have a night's sleep.
But this is how anxiety works. It builds upon the story
Right,
of what
into
could
crazy,
happen.
weird directions. Yeah.
Well, not even that. Just into the future ad
Right,
infinitum. You know, just. Oh, he's exercising now.
Oh.
Yes.
Hey.
Yeah. Now he's like running. It's not easy. Oh my God, little kitty cat. Oh.
一体何なんだよ
Why would you wait an hour?
隣のダメ人間を救済する
Huh?
親切な娘です
こもってるそれは仕事から仕方がないんだ
Ah, yes, because of your work.
そう
そうほ
在宅で仕事をする人間のことだよつまりホームオフィスで仕事をしているわけで
Oh boy.
He pulled that out of his ass so
Yeah.
quickly.
Yeah.
面接受け何の仕事やってるの
クリエイターだクリエイターの仕事してるから多少変に見えるかもしれないが
Yes, you create what,
素
though?
才能を物語っているんだ
何を作ってる
Yep.
の
Anime video content.
そうパソコン関係
It's computer related.
進行形だ
Wow. Wow.
持ってきてね
Yep.
おいソフトの一つや二つ
Yeah, I could do that. I'm nice.
I can be
Hikikomori.
productive.
It's the aliens, the NHK people.
もう我慢できねえ
This is progress still.
Yeah, it is. Who's this?
本物です
What?
Huh?
Wait, is this the guy he helped who was getting bullied?
Oh.
No way.
Whoa.
Another
No.
NEET right next door, and they never would have known it because.
文芸部に入ってよ
Nope,
Ah.
nope, don't do it. Monica is not to be trusted. Oh my god, really? Really?
Hey, there's not just Monica's in
Not
literature
just
club.
Monica's. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Yep.
ちょっと行かれたところのある先輩の陰謀話
Actually, that could be kind of some fun conversations
Oh, yeah.
potentially. Yeah.
And you're not actually like going outside to find aliens, time travelers, and espers.
Right.
That's yeah.
Right. One-on-one conversations. You know, in
Mhm.
high school, with the girl talking about things she's passionate about.
Yep.
Yep. It's gonna be the kid that. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh wow. What a coincidence.
ひどいよね
And then he gets the snot beat out of him.
By middle schoolers.
朝
Wow.
と帰り討ちにあるだがいじめられっ子の方は俺の行為に痛く
Wow.
Okay, so we're gonna have a fair share of coincidences, maybe. And
Yes.
入部を希望します。
Oh my god. He is a full-on
Yeah.
otaku. This is awesome.
But the thing is, he's a highly functioning weeb. You know, he's.
I'm trying to see if I
accepted
can
to be part of
recognize
himself.
anything specific.
この大学に通ってるのは知ってましたけど、
Oh.
もう4年生ですよね。
Wow.
僕この春こっちの専門学校に入学したん
Wow.
ですよ。
He's a NEET also, but he's also like no. He is educated, so he's not a NEET. Yeah.
Right, right.
But he's an otaku.
なんとなくこんな風になるんじゃないかと
今の学校
Yeah, I think
I
they
mean, they
probably
would
tried
probably-
to avoid all of that. Yeah.
Right, right.
Whoa.
さっき泣いてたろ
ゲームのことなんて何も分かっちゃいない。女なんて特にひどいですよ。
Uh,
お前ら何のために学校に通ってるんだって言いたいです。日本のゲーム業界の先真っ暗ですよ。
Is he going to college to get into
Like-
game design and stuff?
Possibly. He's the actual software person.
Right.
飲も
はい。
Hey,
He's
that's,
made a friend.
Yeah.
He's made a friend.
こ
Pre-contract.
ともありましたね。
I wouldn't be surprised if the entire show went by without the contract ever
う
being
デザイナ
signed.
ーか
Yeah, he's getting into game design. Okay.
見たことありませんか。
ゲームクリエイター
Creator. He's like,
驚くなよ
Masaka.
クリエイターだ
Like I have a sufficient
Oh, so
excuse.
now
No.
in his attempt to basically impress her,
Right.
he's gonna end up turning him. He's going to end up fixing himself, basically,
Sure.
and
Sure.
working on himself.
契約書を持ってきたまだ新品みたいだ
Huh.
一回読めば大体理解できるから
オブジェクト思考
Oh.
どういう意味？
そういうわけで俺が首へかかってるのは分かった
That's brilliant. Just grab a random
Yep.
thing out of the
Uh-huh.
book and be like,
業制作とかでもいいよ。
oh.
プロになる前の修作だぜ
So now he's gotta make it.
Yep, yep.
どこにしまったか忘れたし今仕事が佳境だからまあ来月あたりかな
A month to make
Uh-huh.
something
来
like
月だ
that.
ね。
Brilliant.
Yep.
And she's totally aware.
また連絡する。
佐藤さん、
山崎
まさか佐藤さんに僕の作ったゲームを貸してくれというのは
Forget it, yeah.
作って
Together?
Yeah.
ゲームですよ。二人でゲーム作ってみます。
Yes.
All
Let's
right.
do it. Exactly. Let's go.
あなたどんなスキルがあります
None.
None.
スキル
となると、よくらいしかありませんね。
シナリ
Sure.
本です。
オそもそもめんどいんだよね
Wow. You're useless.
Yeah.
こいつは弱いくせにすぐ切れて人に突っかかっていくやつだ
Well, maybe that's because of the way you gave him confidence.
やるやる
Oh, no, that was why he got
Got
bullied.
into-
Okay.
yeah.
ならいい。
ゲーム作るのってさ
Yes.
Yes.
当然です。
Yeah.
プロジェクトともなると、数年、数百人
And that's with
数百人
Yep. Yep. Yep.
その中に予算もない、仲間もいない、制作可能で、しかもあわよくば
Yes, that's true.
そんな
I,
ゲームの
yeah,
Are they going
yeah,
to-
I think they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're gonna try and make the next Doki Doki.
それはおそらく血塗られた道、エロゲーです。
Erotic visual
Uh-huh.
novel. There you
Yeah.
go. Yes.
Yeah. Hey,
Ah.
that's something. That's something he's passionate about.
Yep.
You know.
Brilliant. Brilliant. All right.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
They've now set the
The
course by
concrete
which
direction
Yes.
for the series.
which
Yep.
the whole thing
Yep.
will go.
Well, and okay, that's perfect. Oh my god. But the thing is, that's
I
actually
love the
perfect
soundtrack
for him
of this show.
because
It's
he
amazing.
can test it out and be like, okay, no, it should actually be changed up here, and
Right.
oh my gosh.
Oh,
What?
because they're gonna be making an erotic game.
Oh.
That's what all of that.
But I mean, that's also just where his head's at. Like, let's be real.
Yeah, it's his anxiety, his manic
just
depression,
everything.
Yes, his
The
fear.
H stands for hikikomori, but it also stands for horny.
Sure. God, I love the ED so much.
Oh man, I mean, I do too. I do too.
It's just so chaotic.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
That
So-
was a fantastic second episode.
That was a great
It
episode.
followed up perfectly on the first, and,
Yep.
and exceeded it by a large margin by setting up this
Right.
perfectly like random coincidence of a
Yeah, because the thing is, okay, I thought I had a good idea for what this show was gonna mainly be like from the
Right.
first episode.
right.
But then I was wrong.
Yeah.
They introduced the real main plot thread, or at least the path that they were going to take to get
Sure.
there, right?
Right.
And I am so on board with this. Like because this is great. It's something that's right up his alley, right? Like literally, like I mean, come on.
Yeah.
And it's a way that basically he can be taking the initiative in taking his life back and not just be acting at the behest of Misaki. Right? Even though this is still to impress her, it's not something that she's forcing him to do. So
Yes.
he'll have to dig deep. And while
Yes.
I'm sure that this other guy is going to very much be a drill sergeant and taskmaster and all that stuff, he's Sato himself is going to have to dig deep and basically figure out how to do this.
And having the guy that he helped, kind of in some ways because he wanted to impress a girl,
Right.
end up being the one that's now helping him because he wants to impress a girl. It feels very karmic. Everything's coming full
Yep.
circle. This is something that, wow, he's, he didn't really have a great reason for helping the kid who was being bullied. He was just like, oh, should I do it? You know?
Right.
It's like, she's like, can you?
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't know. Aha! Yeah, that's totally uncool.
Yeah.
And he gets the crap beaten out of him.
Mm-hmm.
But in this case, he's now coming to his friend here in
Right.
a position of vulnerability, and one where the friend now has all the power, has all the position here, and having everything set up so that they end up pushing the whole desire for the project with Misaki through his, unwitting involvement, like this.
Yep.
I think it's brilliant.
Oh yeah, it's
because
great.
they can still have her pushing the contract, because it can be a forcing function for him
Right.
to run away from the label of hikikomori.
Exactly.
Which I was saying it wrong earlier. It's hikikomori. I
yes.
forgot an extra I in here.
But
Or
yeah.
I left out an I in there. So yeah.
and one of the things that's great about this is because it's basically the path to his growth is believable for where he's at currently.
Right.
And even the whole thing of the coincidence that the guy that he, helped with the whole bullying thing has been living next to him this entire time, right? I still don't mind that, because he wouldn't have gone over and helped and actually discovered this if not for the growth that he had already done. Even if it's small, even if it's like, okay, going outside and, knocking on someone's door and trying to get them to stop playing the music really loud, that shouldn't be a big deal, right?
Right.
But for him it is.
Yeah.
So the only reason that he got this far and that random happenstance was able to occur was because, of him getting outside his comfort zone.
Exactly.
Which I feel like is even if it's like maybe more of like a rose-colored lens kind of look at things.
Yeah.
That is how life works a lot of the time, I feel like, because it's the fortune favors the prepared kind of a thing, where you can't have those lucky coincidences, right, if you don't actually put yourself in the way of them.
Yep.
And even though he didn't intend to, here you go.
Yeah.
And
you'd have to be just incredibly lucky. And in this
Right.
case, there is an impetus which pushed him in this direction. Because let's think about this another way. Let's say the music just got to him 6 months later.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
And he just kicks on the door loud, not on the door, on the wall loud enough. And he just says, shut up, or whatever.
Right.
And he just, turns off the music.
Or puts on his studio headphones.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Which is a very weird thing that he has such fancy, probably like 7.1 surround sound. Well, I don't know when this came out.
Yeah,
but
I think
probably,
it was like 2006.
Probably 5.1 surround sound headphones. And yet he doesn't use that.
Right. It's not the same.
It's not the same. He spent money on those speakers too. He wants to use them as their proper
exactly.
thing. And it's funny because when I got my first pair of nice speakers and stuff like that, it was after I was done working at Best Buy.
Yeah.
And I had my employee discount, and I had like all these like sales
In-store
rewards,
credit things,
in-store
yeah.
credit things for like how much like Geek Squad protection I had sold, and they're like, so like you should probably use your employee discount before you leave, they won't mind. And you probably could, get a lot of cool stuff. And it's sales for the company. I'm like, yeah, totally. So I bought like these really nice speakers and a subwoofer and stuff for like $30. And it was like 150 or something. And then it was all in-store credit too. So then when I first came home to try it, I had like some really nice headphones. I put them in and I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. Turned them on to use it. And it was just like, everyone else was like, oh God, Caleb, what the hell? Like, so loud, why are you doing this? I'm like, well, because I can.
Now imagine if you were doing like the Domestic Girlfriend opening on repeat.
Wow,
that would have gotten like,
I mean, we could still do that. I could go find those speakers, like
sure.
somewhere out, somewhere.
But yeah, like I mean, oh man,
something.
That song, like I could find myself potentially like enjoying that song if I was listening to it on my own time. But if it was something where I was not choosing to listen to it, and it was happening every day,
yeah, that would drive you nuts.
Oh man.
So we have the whole comedic situation of him having to meet her again, and he has his, he doesn't interact with women much, so he craves intimacy, and thus, is like probably the most eventful thing of his day is his first, second, third time masturbating, each day. So, just guessing here.
Breakfast, lunch, dinner.
Yeah, exactly. Gross. Oh my god. But the idea that when he reasons to go to the park, it's because he has to protect her from the molester sign, which he was accusing himself of kind of being.
Right, but it's not even because of that. It's
yeah.
that he doesn't want her to get molested and then there to be a news thing about it and then her to say that she was waiting for him and then suddenly all the news people are at his door.
House, and then it causes anxiety to go even crazy. What I love about this is that this was a very cool and I would say realistic representation of how anxiety works.
Yes.
Because when people have anxiety, and I'm not talking about just the anxiousness of the future, just a general thing,
but where it gets into a cycle in your own head,
where you run the cycle in your head, you play out specific scenarios upon scenarios upon scenarios upon scenarios upon scenarios, and you play out why you won't do the dishes. Because if you do the dishes, then this will happen, then this will happen, then this will happen, this will happen, and
or what you like, or like if someone says something as like an offhand comment, and maybe it makes you bristle a bit, then you're like thinking about like, if you had the conversation about like asking them like, wait, why'd you say that, and then they start saying all these things about the reasoning why, and you're like, oh,
yeah, but that's not anxiety based. I'd say that's more like frustration or anger based. Like,
sure.
With his, it's literally the paranoia about how badly everything can go. He takes a scenario and throws out the worst case scenario with it.
Yep.
But then on that worst case scenario, he adds the worst case scenario for that one, and then he continues it until it comes back to him. And
what I love about how this particular scenario went, is that it's him trying in his own way to basically convince himself, trick himself into going, right? The thing is that he's tricking himself at first it's that, okay, he's horny and he's imagining, like something that related to sex, somehow, right? And then he's like, but wait a minute, I can't let that happen, right? I have to be the white knight and everything. I should save her. Oh, but I'm not. Okay, so wait, if I don't save her, then this will happen, and then this will happen, and then this will happen. But the less anxious thing for me to do, it is in my best interest to go, because otherwise the pain of the reporters at my door will just be too much.
And I love how it still took him a long period of time from when he started thinking about this to when he actually leaves.
Yep.
There were a lot of pitfalls where he basically unconvinced himself along the way about going. Like it was very much a sequence of events. But it wasn't until the very end when he was like, oh, okay. Like it wasn't like a thing of where once he decides to go, his anxiety keeps going. That's another thing I find to be very interesting. Is that the anxiety focus stopped because some other emotion overrode the anxiety, which forced him,
he was running
to leave. And he was running. Now, I liked the whole joke of the
getting exercise.
Getting exercise. But I think they were doing that intentionally. I think they were trying to make the point of, haha, it's funny because he hasn't gotten exercise. But actually, like, y'all, like, as someone who comes very close to being in his category of the I stay inside a lot of the time and don't socialize that much outside of, like, internet or what have you.
Yeah.
Exercise is, like, the biggest thing for me to actually get out and just, I would say, have a more positive life experience.
Oh yeah, the endorphin rush from exercise is very real.
Very real.
It is nature's antidepressant. Like it's and I love that basically. So he goes running, and of course because he's been he hasn't left his apartment in a year, right?
Yeah.
He's not
other than
he's
when
not
he
used
went
to running.
The application.
Right.
Yeah.
He's not good at running, but compared to running to a park far away and talking to some girl late at night, going and kicking on the door of the person next door and being like, hey, can you calm down the music, right?
Yeah, he's grown a lot in just an episode.
Well, the thing is, he didn't even realize he was doing it.
No, I don't think so. He just had enough.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because the thing is that, well, one, it's natural when you're upset to have some sort of reaction to it.
Right.
And it's natural to leave your apartment.
Yep.
Right? And that's something that now it's that switch has been flipped a little
Right.
bit. And even if it was something where it only was brought upon by the intense frustration with the person next door,
Sure.
that was still a moment where he left without thinking about it.
Yeah.
So I love that. Yeah.
I loved also the wholesome aspect of him just kind of going there and then bringing back the beers and be like,
Yeah.
let's drink.
Yeah.
Because it's funny, but like I think in some weird way it's a how do I say this? It's a thing that he obviously does a lot by himself.
Yes.
But it was the easiest thing for him to do to break the ice, so to speak, between their kind of random re-encounter here was,
Right.
oh, I have booze. I'll just go grab it and share it.
Mhm.
And the idea that might have been just a pattern he'd thought, like, oh, this might be a thing that seems good socially.
Sure.
But how long has he actually, like, been in his apartment without socializing?
Oh yeah. And
Since before he actually was,
right.
able to
And-
to drink legally. I don't know what it is in Japan. Is it 18?
It might be 18.
Okay, well then maybe it was like right around that time.
But even then, and it also could have just been that he just wanted to drink because he's like, okay, I'm talking with a person, and maybe he didn't, he's just like, all right, this will make it easier, kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
But still, he offered to share. He did something that was
Yep.
putting an olive branch forward that would allow them to commiserate.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And a lot of that was, because he saw that, okay, this guy is also a weeb, right?
Well, yeah. If anything, no, he's full blown otaku. Like,
Yeah.
the Sato, he's more just
we don't actually know if he's into anime.
Yeah, we don't actually know if he's into anime
Yeah.
at all. And I like that they made the distinction between it. Hey, weebs get paid though.
Yeah.
like being
those headphones probably cost a lot
hikikomori
of
or a
money.
NEET or what have you. Yeah, that's
Mhm.
pretty. Yeah, it's pretty tough to get out of and stuff. But at the very least, a weeb can get
Yep.
money. So like,
There was so I had a professor when I was doing some getting my associates,
yes.
and it was for Calc 3, and he basically he had this joke that he liked to tell, and it wasn't that great of a joke,
Mm-hmm.
but he ended up using it for extra credit on the test just to see, like, as a way to like do attendance, to see who was there on the day studying for the test.
Yeah.
But it was that, what's the difference between a geek and a nerd?
Yes.
Nerd gets paid.
Nerd gets paid. Yeah.
Nerds get paid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was obviously spoken by a boomer though.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
So they
Yeah.
were talking about this before geek culture had taken over the mainstream, like everything in their
right.
mind, and now like all the geeks are out there getting paid. Like like, a lot of them.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, they're all
Although-
in entertainment though.
Although at that
so
point you could say that they're actually nerds. Because they're economizing the the geekness.
Nerds are more science based and mathematics,
Sure.
and stuff like that.
But
If anything, that's the interesting thing about this guy is that he's merging the nerd and the geek
Right.
together.
he's showcasing how even when you're weird,
Yes,
right?
That you're
You
not
can-
a societal normal.
you're not worthless. You can still succeed in all the things that society like considers to be valuable.
You can have both.
right.
Y'all, weebs,
Yeah.
you can have both. You can
The
have
geek
your,
shall inherit
you
the
can-
earth.
You can have your waifus and your laifus and the same place. It all can work out. Yes.
And when you get your groceries, you can pay with that weebified debit card.
Proudly.
Yeah.
Proudly. Who cares if it's slightly,
NSFW.
Yeah,
Well,
NSFW.
At that point, the credit card company or the bank or whatever might not actually put it on the card. But actually, that's a good point.
Actually, that's a really good
I wanna
point.
see how
I
far
was
that
like,
can go.
wait. Do you think that there's maybe one out there with like where it's a company that puts the thing on the decal on the card because it's not on the bottom part where the strip is?
Well, here's the thing. So when I was getting a replacement debit card, because my old one was like falling apart, right? There was an option for putting a custom image on it.
Oh no.
So I went to go put the soul artwork on there. but because it had something that resembled like a semi-realistic face, it wasn't allowed because they didn't know if it was actually like, you know, someone else's picture or something like that from the bots or whatever, right?
Makes sense.
But for anime characters, that might work.
You could get a Shoko debit card, you know, just for like,
sure, yeah,
you know, just
yeah,
there.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
She's just like, you know, just kind of like,
or
signing, or something.
What would be another? Oh, there's so many you could do.
Oh, that would be fantastic. Okay,
yeah,
so
back
to the show here. They've set up a direction.
Yep.
They've set up a goal. They've set up a way for things to progress. They even had a little bit in there that I'm pretty sure I've actually seen out of context, where it's basically when he says an erotic game, and the guy just goes, huh? You know?
Oh, really?
Like, I'm pretty sure I've seen that specific like clip of like 2 seconds.
I know that there are anime out there that are not like hentai or anything, but they're about the idea of like, you know, like cute girls doing cute things, except in this case they're like they're voice actors that need to make an erotic game or something like that, you know, or you know, whatever. But yeah, oh, this is hilarious. This is hilarious.
This is perfect. I loved the little literature club kind of thing there.
Because it has to be a literature club.
But you know what that means, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're setting up her to come back as a bigger character as well.
Oh!
Because she's someone that was involved in his life prior to him becoming a NEET, which means just like, we'll get his name, the kid that was bullied. It was like Yamazaki or something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
But we'll get her into the story as well.
Sure.
And
yeah, we definitely could.
In some ways, I'm interested to see how she ends up being kind of maybe a contrast to Misaki's character.
Well, I almost see hers being the dragon that must be conquered, because it's something where, and I'll explain what I mean by that.
Explain.
So that was the most embarrassing moment of his high school experience.
Okay.
Right? In a lot of ways, even though there was the whole thing of like the teacher, like, you know, calling him out when she was stressed out, when he was really just like, you know, sleeping or something, right? You know, whatever. Mm-hmm. That was the thing that really left a mark on him, and probably had a lot to do, the most to do with him becoming a NEET today. Right?
Gotcha.
So as he goes on his journey to basically like recovering himself, right, and taking his life back and being a member of society and getting out there and everything,
right,
there's going to come a point where he has to face his past, right, face the embarrassing past. He's going to somehow, right, run into her again, and it's going to be something where he's going to have to basically, it's going to be the test where it's like, how far have you come? Are you going to let yourself go into your shell again because that's where it's safe, or are you going to basically be able to actually converse with her and interact with her as a human being without, you know, going like regressing and everything, because there's going to be so much associated fear and embarrassment with her.
That shows a lot of potential.
Like, and they don't have to do that, but I could see them doing that, and it being a way to showcase again how far he's grown, and as a test to, you know, for him to push past.
Sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the second episode. Mm-hmm. We've got now them deciding they're going to make a game together.
Erotic game.
Make an erotic game. Yes. An adult visual novel.
Yep. Yes. But this means he can start looking into how to program. He can look into, like, you know, art design and things like there's
now
there's
there's
all
a
kinds
reason
of things.
to assemble a whole bunch of porn. It's now like actually a part of his job.
He has reference material.
That's going to be
he
a
knows
joke.
his industry.
I just know that's going to be a joke.
Yeah.
They're gonna be like, wow, this is a lot of
porn.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't realize it was this bad. It's like, no, this is actually for work.
He's like, yeah, because it's Japan, I actually need to get some stuff from the US, some uncensored stuff. Like, can you, like, you know, be my dealer? And
I mean, the game would probably be censored anyway, so
that's a good point. Yeah.
You know.
No, we're gonna ship this out.
Degree.
We're gonna ship this out and publish it from the US in our name. And
oh boy, but wow.
Oh no, that's the way they'll get away with actually showing the game in the show, is because it will be censored.
Ah, right.
See, that's 200 IQ move right there. Brilliant.
Even so, do you think they're
I'm just saying, let's wait and see. So y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get on early access there. You can watch full-length reactions there. And all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us about these stories, about anime in general, about being neat hikikomoris and semi-that and how that works with YouTube. I don't know, whatever. And you can also talk with Jacob about his book.
Yes, my sci-fi novel Battle Lines is not an erotic book, but you can still purchase it on Amazon. You can still purchase it on Amazon. The link is in the description below, so go check it out, leave a review, let people know what you think.
All right, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.